Welcome to our program on Kardec Radio.
So let's open in prayer, closing our eyes and opening our hearts, and giving thanks for this opportunity to be together to learn more about the spirit world. May the lessons of tonight open us inside. And dear Jesus, good spirits, our guardian angels, be by our side and help us to remember that our biggest lesson on this earth is to learn to love and to rise above the material and spiritualize ourselves, to be victorious over the physical and material tendencies. Allow this lesson tonight about the spiritual world to inspire us to analyze the events of our lives from the lens of the spiritual world and not from the desires of the physical world, that we all might evolve through learning together and applying what we've learned. Stay with us, dear Jesus. Good spirits, remain with us. Guardian angels, keep us inspired to remain focused on how we might apply what we've learned, knowing knowledge without application does not serve. Thank you, dear God, for this opportunity once again, and may God bless us all. So it is.
So it is. All right, friends. Thank you for being here tonight. Today we will be, well, my name is Rafael, for those who doesn't know me. Today we'll continue our talk about the plurality of inhabited worlds from the perspective of the Earth. Last week we had a talk about the plurality of inhabited worlds. We described the explanation given by the higher spirits about the different house, the different dwellings that exist in the world, in the universe. The universe is the house of God, and in that house there are many dwellings, different dwellings. Today we will verify, according to the teachings given by the higher spirits, that those different words, those different vibratory fields are right here on earth, among us, under us, surround us, and above us. Okay? Moving forward, last week let me verify one more thing here. Okay, now I have the view that I need. Okay. So last week I presented to you guys this picture that were drawn by a medium that used to work with Chico Xavier, and I mentioned that and this picture was copied from a book called Cidade do Além, which is not yet translated to English, and the translation would be City in the Beyond. And the author of this work is Miss Eigorina Cunha, and through the spiritual unfolding during sleep, supported by the spirit Lucius, very well known among spiritists, she visited the spiritual city Nosso Lar, or astral city. We will be talking a lot about this astral city tonight. and she visited this city several times. And after once she came back to after this period of time, after this visit, she came back and she sketched what she saw in the spiritual world. And taking this drawing as basis, we will describe 7 spheres, 7 spheres, which are the abyss, right? The darkness. From the bottom, from the bottom up, we will describe the abyss or abyss, the darkness, the earth crust, the umbral, the art, culture, and science, universal fraternal love, and the government of the planet. All right. So it started from you see in the drawing, here is the earth, okay, and from the level where we are going down, we have 3 different spheres, 3 different levels, okay. So I took this picture as a reference to describe the 3 different vibratory fields existed on Earth. The first one, like I said, is the abyss. The second one, the darkness. And the third one, it's where we are at this moment, the Earth crust. Okay? And if you feel that you need to question something, at any time you can pause me and ask any question, and I'll be glad to answer to the best of my knowledge. Okay? So moving forward, okay, let's just so for your reference, we'll be talking about this book called Astral City, or in Portuguese, Nosso Lar. This book, it's important to mention Chico Xavier, this friend of all of us. He was an example to all of us who want to exercise mediumship, and he was an incarnated example of a combination of mediumship with the gospel. I know some of you might not know him, but he was responsible for psychographic around 400 books, and when he passed away, when he discarnated, of course he had a frugal life through his entire life, and when he discarnated, his books, or the books that he helped to psychograph, the books that he psychographed had 10 million copies sold, and he never took one single dollar for himself out of the revenues of those books. And this picture in the left is André Luiz. André Luiz was this spirited author of many of the books that we'll be talking about. So I'm bringing this to your attention as a reference, so you can. A lot of the talk that we're gonna have tonight, it's about André Luiz and Chico Xavier. Of course, with other friends. Yeah, thank you for putting the link to the book. And also here us on the Light of the Soul Christian Spirit Center, we have a Saturday afternoons dedicated to the study of this book, Astral City, and we're gonna have a group of friends that gonna start studying this after they completed the course Basic Notion of Spiritism. So we have two modules. We have the first module. It's about the basic notion of Spiritism, and following this group, we the friends that successfully finished the basic notion of Spiritism, they go to study this book as the Astral City or Nosolar,
Yeah. I
with
just wanted to say,
lots of
Rafael, that Astro City is the name from the movie, but the book itself in English as well is Nosolar.
Nosolar. Okay,
Yes.
all right, all right.
Yeah. When you find the
Thank you.
book in English, it's called Nosolar.
Okay, good. So yeah, thank you. So yeah, we have just for you to know that, of course, today we will not have time and be able to fully explore all the teachings uh, that those books bring to us. But of course, we have open doors for those who want to join the Saturday meetings uh, to be with us and deeply study those books, those teachings. And of course, everything is free of charge, and including the books, many of them that I'm gonna mention tonight. It's you can download the PDF and do your own studies. Okay. All right. So moving forward, we'll be talking about the abyss, or Kara. Can you? Is it correct to say abyss or abyss?
Abyss.
Abyss. Abyss.
Abyss. No? Is it? Is
Yes.
it right? Sorry.
No worries. Yeah.
Please
Kara,
correct us, Cara.
I think it's like abyss, down to the
abyss?
abyss. Yeah.
Okay. So this is the first sphere that we'll be talking about. This is the first and lowest of the spheres, inhabited only by terrors and in at its worst form. So using language, I'm gonna move forward a little bit in time. So the Bible has a language to distinguish people that are lean to do the evil, and from people that are lean to do the good. So the people that are lean to do the good, they call wheat, and the ones that are only lean to do the evil, we call tares. And you can see, I did a little research because I always listen to those words and I never stopped to think what is a tare really. And then I saw that the tare is actually very similar to the wheat, right? And I myself, I would never be able to distinguish between them, right? So the first spheres that we will be talking about, the abyss, is only inhabited by tares, by bad spirits, by evil spirits, and according to the uh, and according to the spiritual doctrine, this diabolical being called Satan does not represent an entity that taken individually, but a phalanx of spirits deeply wounded before the law of God. In the definition of André Luiz, they are. So I'm talking about the spirits that inhabit this vibratory field. They are spirits falling into evil from primitive age of planetary creation, and that operate in the lower areas of life, personifying leaders of rebellion, hatred, vanity, and selfishness. However, They are not eternal diamonds, because individually they are transformed forever throughout the centuries, as it happens to the men themselves. And about this sphere, the first sphere that we can mention today, I found little to no description about how this sphere really is, because it's really a sphere that it's inimaginable to a mind like us, due to such a deep and such a heavy place that are only destined to the to spirits that are really linked to the evil, to do the bad. But we can also say that those spirits are very very intelligent. They are much more intelligent than us altogether. Those are the type of spirits that, despite of the fact that they are very intelligent, they don't have the heart. They use their intelligence to create systems and ideas that deroute people from the walk to God, the walk toward perfection. So, and according to the Apocalypse, the written by John Evangelist, we in its chapter 20, we know that at some point during his incarnation on earth, John Evangelist, he was while he was in an island that today is the country called Chipre, and he was brought by the superior spirit to the to a upper realm, to the realm, spiritual realm. He was brought to that place, and it was given to him the future of the earth, right? The future, with the detail that he was able to understand back in that age. And a lot of the teachings, a lot of the documentation that he brought to us 2,000 years ago, we are seeing right now. Of course, we have to, and the Spirit's teaching help us understand what John Evangelist mean by all those pictures that he brought to us when he came back from this travel to universe to know and to bring to us a notion of the future of the earth. Okay. And in the chapter 20, we'll see that in the number 1, 2, and 3. Cara, can you read for us, please?
Sure. And it's abyss. And I was right. I double checked that my correction on that. So abyss. And I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key of the bottomless pit and a great chain in his hand. And he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years, and cast him into the bottomless pit, and shut him up, and set a seal upon him, that he should deceive the nations no more, till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled. And after that, he must be loosed a little season.
Yes. So according to this text, to this teaching, we those type of spirits that inhabited this vibratory field, they were brought from they immigrate from different planets, and from different planets, and due to the attraction, due to a law of attraction, they were attracted to the center of the earth when right after the earth was created, right? And they are there from that moment. So that type of spirits, they incarnate, they have fewer chances to incarnate on earth from centuries to centuries to try to fix themselves. They also have a chance to incarnate on earth to repair the evil and to suffer in the flesh, uh, to and have a chance to transform themselves. Okay, now moving forward. Okay, and a lot of the what many people confuse. Many people say, what is diamond for us in Spiritism? What is the diamond? Who are the spirits that, what category of spirits that cause too many obsession among us? Look at this. If you look at the chapter 8 of the Gospel according to Luke, we have the verse 30 that I would like Kara to read for me, please.
Yep. And Jesus asked him, saying, "What is thy name?" And he said, "Legion," because many devils were entered into him. And they besought him that he would not command them to go out into the deep.
Yes. So you see, even those demons that there are spirits that they are not necessarily uh, uh, bad spirits forever. They fear those abyss regions, and they fear those dragons that live on in these regions. Okay. Next, next I'll be talking about one more, to give you one more idea about one more book, one more piece of information about this region. This region is in the book Liberation. Okay, in its chapter 8, we'll hear Gregorio. We'll listen about him a little in a moment, and he talks about those dragons. And Gregorio, he incarnated centuries before the moment that he said that. He incarnated with his mom, and he was very, very religious. But you see that the life is made of moments, and there are moments of decisions. At some point in time, when they discarnated, they follow different path. Gregorio, he went to the darkness, and he used to live there, while his mom went to a upper sphere. And look what he said about those dragons. He said, "My mom separated from me a few centuries ago. For the rest, although he was interested in such a meeting, we are fundamentally divorced from each other. She, my mom, serves Jesus. I serve the dragons." Right? And we will see in this book that this type of spirit that serves the dragons, they are kind of the intermediation between the dragons and the ones that live on earth, the incarnated ones and discarnated, of course. Okay. Is that clear so far?
Well, I think it's just one thing that you said that I think it deserves the highlight in here. When you said like, so how a spirit goes to, to this place. It's just like when we talk about umbral, or it's just like when we talk about the veil of the suicidals. It's because of the vibration that they have. So, you know, if someone that discarnates and has a very lower vibration, this person, you know, discarnated with so many feelings of anger, and this person did, you know, did not have good conducts and, like, you know, good behaviors in life. How would this person be attracted to a place like this is because of the vibration. So you said this before, but I think that this deserves like a highlight for us because it's a very
Yeah,
important.
of course. And everything in the universe is guided by the law of God, right? What's the difference between the God's law and the human's law? The human's law usually are enforced by a third person. If you break a human law, you need a law enforcement agent to make the justice happen, right? If you don't have a if you rob a bank, for example, and you're not and the police doesn't come to arrest you, the justice doesn't happen. But in the different from the human laws, the God's law doesn't need this third element in the situation to make the justice happen. It's all about magnetic attraction and reaction. Okay, so nobody took anybody and put in the darkness. The person that goes to those regions, they go because of their the magnetic field that they created by themselves through the thinking, right, to the thought process. Okay, so moving one step above we will be talking about the darkness. This is the second sphere, also inhabited only by tares, but in a milder condition than the inhabitants of the abyss. Okay, and we will see in a dialogue among Lysias, the instructor of André Luiz, and we'll see this dialogue that I would like Cara to read for me, please.
It says, we call to darkness the lowest regions that we know. Who are the inhabitants of the darkness?
Yeah, this is André Luiz asking Lysias. Okay.
Preferring to walk in the dark, due to the selfish concern that absorbs them, they tend to fall off cliffs, parking at the bottom of the darkness indefinitely.
Falling.
Yeah. And then Andre asks, however, what about these falls? Do they occur only on Earth? Are only the incarnate susceptible to precipitation on the darkness? In any place, the spirit can rush into the underground of evil, noting, however, that in the higher spheres, the defenses are stronger, which implies, consequently, a greater intensity of guilt for the fault committed.
Yeah. So we can, our true life is not the incarnated one. Our true life is the spiritual one, right? The material life, it's temporary, while the spiritual life, it's eternal. And in the spiritual life, until we don't reach to a point of perfection, we are all the time being proved in our belief, in our action, and of course we can fail, and depends on how we fail, the spirits, they go to the dark regions. Okay, moving to the next one, darkness. And they continue the discussions, and Lysia said, you located as a region of existence after the death of the body, only the spheres that begin from the surface of the globe upward forgotten from the surface downward. Life, however, vibrates in the deep of the seas and the heart of the earth. So this is another confirmation about the existence of a inhabited world from the surface downward. So in the bottom of the seas, in the bottom of in the middle of the globe, there are life. Okay, and those lives are if, with the earth moving forward into a regeneration world, which is it's a category of world that it's superior to where we are today. Those cities are more empty, and you tend to disappear, completely disappear, because of the evolution of the globe, right? And the evolution of the planet itself. The spirits tell us in many books that the one of the consequences of the transformation of the earth into a regenerative world, a superior world, is the melting metal that today is located inside the earth will be expelled through the volcans, and the earth will be more lighter until we will reach a point that the earth in the future will be a bubble of gas. So we will experience moral transformation, genealogical transformation, and that's the law. That's the law of progress. That's the law of the universe. Everything progress. It might stay stationary, but the matter progress, the spirit progress toward perfection. Always, there is no coming back. There is always, the future is bright and light to the earth for those who practice the good, right? So, and I did a little research, and I discovered that Mozart, do you know who is this guy? I already told you. This is Mozart, right? This is the famous musician that gave to us centuries ago, decades ago. He gave to us as a gift many of his compositions that we can clearly see the elevation, the category. We can guess from where it came from. Okay, and he is a spirit that today he lives in Jupiter, which is we know that is a superior world. It's a type of world that the astronomy says that in the future, I mean, I'm talking about centuries or 1,000 years ahead, it will become the second sun, to a point that the Earth will have the sun that we have today, and a second sun, a second star coming and lighting up the solar system and make it less dark than it is today. So, and many of the high spirits that teach us and guide us, they live there now, and they feel and they come to earth because they love us, but it is also a mean for them to progress, right? So we tend to think that the old conception of heaven, we think that the angels are in the sky, they are in the heaven doing nothing, only playing music and spend their time doing nothing. No, this is not truth. The higher spirits, they all actually work really, really hard for us to progress and for us to move forward. And he said, in this, in not Kardec, but one of the readers of the Spiritist magazine, a work organized by Allan Kardec. he sent this communication that he received from Mozart in his house during a mediunistic section, and he asked to Mozart, a hierarchy of spirits suggests a hierarchy of residence. Does it exist? In what form? And the answer is, can you read for me, please, Karen? Kara?
Yes, intelligence, which is the gift of God, is always the reward for the virtues of charity and love of neighbor. Spirits inhabit different planets according to their degree of perfection. In them, they enjoy greater or lesser happiness.
All right. And can you continue again?
Is our terrestrial sphere the first of these steps, the starting point, or do we come from a lower point? And the answer is there are two spheres before yours, which is one of the least perfect.
So this is the beauty of Spiritism. We collect information. We collect the same teachings from different mediums, estranged from each other, located in different places of the globe, and from different age, right? So with that, we have what Kardec called the universal control of the spirit. So we don't in Spiritism, we don't rely in a single source of information. We have this combination, multiple sources telling the same thing, and from reliable source. I mean, from mediums that with a rightness life. So yeah, you can trust what these people is saying. With the combination of answer, we can trust that the teaching is true, right? Because it's not a source from one single man. Okay. Actually, this was a copy from the Spirit Review from May 1858. Okay, so I'll skip that. I think I'll skip this also. This is a description that Andrea Luiz gave to us about the environment of this darkness, this dark region. I encourage you to read the book Liberation, so you can have an idea about what is this region looks like, how this region looks like. Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna skip that. We don't have too much time. You see, okay. Okay. So in this book, of course, I encourage you to read. It describes an entire city located in the darkness. So, and it's a well organized, and the ones that rules the city are old, proud. Religious that judge themselves as the great judges. So yeah, I'm gonna leave for you to read the book if sounds interesting to you. But the great teaching about this book is and it brings to us that 95% of the people that lives there, they are tares, and 5% of them are weeds. And those weeds, those good people, those good spirits that are there, they are in a mission to help those spirits leave the darkness. So you study this book and you start to think, oh my God, how merciful God is, and He never leave anybody alone in this path toward perfection. Okay. Now, moving one step up, one level up, we have the earth, right? We have the earth. Does anybody know how life it is on earth? We all know, right? We all know how life works in the vibratory field where we are. And I brought some pictures here, and I had in my Spiritism, being Spiritist, I had the chance to talk with the many mediums, many people that have the ability to see the discarnated ones, right? And many of them, they, especially the ones that don't have the habit of studying, they many times they confuse incarnated people with discarnated people, right? So in this picture here, we could say that this person, this gentleman, is incarnated, but this lady is discarnated, because the life on earth, the life where we are at this moment, from in the spiritual plane, is a reflection, right? It's just the same, and you have places that are more like the darkness, and we have places that are more like the heaven, the sky. So we have a battlefield here on earth between the good and the bad, and we have people that today are tuned with the good, with the higher spirits, and we have people that are more tuned with the darkness. Okay. So this is the third. We'll moving one step up, one level up. We'll find this region here called umbral. And umbral, it might sound not familiar for those who are new to Spiritism. Umbral is nothing but this region in the door, right? These pieces that surround the door, which means, and usually people put mats, put a mat, so people before enter the house, enter room, you clean the dust that you brought from the street, from the street, and you clean your shoes, and then you enter a new environment. And the umbral, it's just like that. It's a vibratory field that the spirit. I'm gonna read that. Let me see here. So the umbral. This is the fourth sphere, which surrounds the earth, also inhabited by wheat and tares. But unlike here, the herbs that are already separate. So the umbral, it's a vibratory field, only spiritual, okay, that starts on earth and goes up, okay? And we have good people who have good spirits and bad spirits. So, but they are separate. In this field, we have a separation among them, all right? And of course, we have fraternal operation from the good spirits that tries to help the bad spirits, the spirits that are in suffering at this moment. So the threshold, like I said, the threshold begins in our planet, uh, and is inhabited by millions of spirits. It's very crowded. It's very, very crowded. Uh, and yeah, I think I told what I mean. So in this, according to the book Nosso, we have, for example, spirits like André Luiz. Right after he discarnated, he was not properly an evil spirit, but he was, according to his own description about himself, and this is what I like about André Luiz. He looks like he didn't omit any of his bad characteristics, and we in the end we 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 connect with him because a lot of his bad tendencies we also do have. So, and of course in his path in the umbral toward perfection, he grows to a point that in 50 years he was able to come back to us through the mediumship of André Luiz to teach us all the good books, the good report, the good because before André Luiz, we used to have only fewer books describing the spiritual realm, the umbral, this vibratory, the fourth vibratory sphere that's it's among us and above us. So and after André Luiz, he gave us a report full of detail about this region, this invisible region that surrounds us, and according to his reports, this is him. This is a picture of the movie Astral City, right after he discarnated. And according to his report, do you see people? They're not necessarily evil, but because they pray, right? But who knows what kind of prayer this lady is saying? Is it full of vibration? Is it just a repetition of memorized words? So this what defines a good prayer, right? What defines good prayer is it's about vibration. It's about heart, right? Sometimes you don't even need to say a word to say a prayer that really touch uh, really touch the heaven, right? So in the left corner you see a group of spiritual doctors rescuing André Luiz from the deep umbral, okay? And in the right upper corner, you have a hospital, right? You have a hospital in the spiritual world that is there to rescue, to heal the spirits in suffering that are willing to receive care. Okay?
Well,
Yes.
if I could just say something, I think the best definition that I have ever read about the umbral,
Mm-hmm.
it says, umbral is the place to which we go to, like, I think the translation would be to get rid of the negative vibrations that we have in ourselves. So like our earthly passions, if we are too attached to some things, if we are guilt about things that we have done in life. So anything that we carry inside of ourselves that, that is not a pure feeling, how can we enter, in a higher realm with such feelings? So, when I read that, to me, it became more clear and more concrete, what is umbral and why, so many spirits ended up going there.
Yeah. That's good. Thank you for bringing your understanding, and it matches my understanding, and that's why I put this picture in the presentation. Here you have a representation of the um, upper spheres, right? We all want to go to heaven, right? But before go to heaven, we got to clean our shoes, we got to clean our minds, we got to leave behind whatever we brought that doesn't help us, that prevent us from reach that state of mind, that Jerusalem, right? Jerusalem is not a place, it's not a city. Is a state of consciousness that will elevate us to the heaven, to the promised land, right? That makes sense. So this is why we need the umbral. We need to purge. We need to leave behind everything that prevent us from reach the heaven, the promised land, the promised city, right? And we can do that by the practice of the church here in this life, or if we don't do that, if we carry vices, if we carry imperfections, we'll have to consequently spend a little bit of time in the umbral, unfortunately.
Forgiveness is also very important.
Yes. Okay. So this is nosso lar. Nosso lar is located in the upper umbral, right? With walls that protects the city, right? So it's a magnetic wall. So only spirits that is allowed to enter the city have access to the city. And according to the studies, to the book, we have music. Yeah, you see here, music. We have a transportation system. We have hospital. We have doctors of the upper life, and see how the upper medicine works. Magnetism. They extensively use magnetism, past treatment in the spiritual realm. So yeah, the future of the medicine on earth is the extensive use of magnetism. Okay? And just curious, interesting fact is that the city is located above the city of Rio de Janeiro in Brazil. But of course, for each location on Earth, no matter where you are, there is a spiritual city that supports the life in the on Earth. So let's say New York City, for example, or Los Angeles, Charlotte, where I live, Raleigh. Each of these cities has its own astral city that supports and help the incarnated and discarnated to go through the trials that we are going today. Okay. I hope in the future we will have a medium that will describe the astral cities located here in US. You'll be interested to read that. Okay. Well, Anna, what do you think? I think it's 8:20 now. I'm speaking for in the last 50 minutes, and I still have.
How many more slides do you have, or how many more spheres do we have?
We are
Three
in the
more?
fourth. We had 3 more.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to just at least describe them and tell Do you know a little
Yeah.
bit about what it is? Like, I'm sure like we can stay 5 more minutes or,
Yeah.
10 more minutes if everybody's fine with it.
Can you go 10 more minutes more?
Sure. Yeah, I can.
Okay.
Wonderful.
Okay. So here more pictures about the non-solar, and okay, the next sphere here we see is the sphere called art, culture, and science. Okay, and let's see what we can tell about this sphere. Okay, is the and okay, I would like to talk about going back to Mozart, right? And and he and I would like to ask Kara, would you like to visit this place, this sphere?
I would love to, especially because I like to paint and I like to sing.
Okay.
But
All
love to
right.
get some inspiration.
Now the question is, do you think you would be able to handle the energy involved in such a um, good place like this?
Not yet, but we're working to improve to earn that right.
Yeah. Me too. Okay, so in one of the communication with the unknown spirits, this unknown medium, this report is in the Kardec Spirit Review, date from May 1858, and the medium was the spirit was telling to the family through the medium that in the upper spheres there were music, there were art, there were a sublime music, and a teenager was saying, and the teenager was which was a pianist, right? She was saying, you know how teenagers are, right? She was saying, no, this doesn't exist. I don't believe there is music in the upper spheres. And all of a sudden she fall somnambulous. She slept. She falls asleep. Consciousness, and the spirits brought her to this sphere uh, um, to, to to put music to her, to put her to listen to the music. And she was at the beginning she was, oh my goodness, and she was and Kardec described that, oh my goodness, what is such a music, what music, what song is that? I don't believe I'm listening to such a sublime music. And but fewer minutes later she was asking for water. Oh, daddy, I want a water, I want a water. And then she came back. What happened to her? The explanation by the spirit was she was able to access this sphere for a limited time, like a couple of minutes, but not a whole lot, because she wasn't prepared, right? She, it was different. It was good, but she was not able to handle the energy that surround this sphere that we are talking about. Okay. And of course, I would like to have time. I would love to have time to talk about the description that Victor Hugo. Victor Hugo was a musician and writer in the century decades ago in France, and he during his preparation to his last incarnation on Earth, he was brought to this sphere, to this upper sphere, and and he described it, and he and when he and of course he succeeded in his incarnation, was very painful, but after this incarnation he had the right, the the the, the proper preparation to inhabit this sphere, and this sphere is proper. It's only for spirits that don't need to come back on Earth in an incarnation, in a expiatory incarnation. They come back to Earth only in missions, right? Only when they are living in a missionary incarnation, but this happened to them within periods or within centuries. So they don't come to Earth they don't come to Earth like decades after decades. Their incarnation between their period of time between incarnation might last for eight centuries, right? So they don't need to come back. They already reach a certain level of consciousness that they don't need. They simply don't need. They are here for helping. And those type of spirit incarnated now on Earth, they are very, very rare. You don't see them often around us. Okay, and okay, so I highly encourage you to read this book, In the Darkness and in the Light. Unfortunately, not yet in English. It was written by the spirit author Victor Hugo through the mediumship of Zilda Gama. Okay. Yeah, he described a lot of the beauty of this spirit. Okay. So going up one more level, okay, we can describe this level. We don't have, I didn't find any good resource that describe the environment, right? But how can we know? So instead of trying to understand this sphere, right, which is called, I forgot to mention the name, Universal Fraternal Love, which is located here. Let me see, here, right? I try to get information from the type of spirit that inhabit those worlds, that sphere on Earth. And of course, I don't have many time. I'll quickly mention that this book, Workers of the Life Eternal, in which the spirit there were a group of spirit in the non-solar, in the spiritual colony that I just mentioned, and they were having a mediunic session. What is that? In the spiritual realm, we also have help from the upper sphere, helping the lower sphere. Right, we have this fraternal. Right, the universe is made of fraternity. This is the permanent state of the universe. Right, so they were together in the spiritual realm, in the colony, in the spiritual colony, and they were in need of guidance. So they prepared a mediunic section to allow a spirit, a higher spirit, that to come to them and explain and clarify questions that they had. So, okay. And they start question the spirit, the higher spirit, and one of the question was, Kara, can you read for us, please?
Yes. We have some co-workers on earth who expect comfort from us to continue in the services to which they have devoted themselves with a faithful heart. But for a long time, 30 years, they have tolerated the continuous sarcasm of adversaries that hurt their sensitive spirit, attacking their best efforts through untold evils. What should we say to them, respectable friend? He removed a leaf from among the alvenitent parchments he intentionally brought and opened it for us to read. But I say unto you, love your enemies, bless them that they curse you, do good to them that hate you, and pray for them which despitefully use you and persecute you. Jesus in Matthew.
So what this higher spirit that inhabit this upper sphere had as an answer was the gospel. And I remember in this book you see that the spirits they make long question to the higher spirit, and the answer to each of these questions was very short. He brought the gospel. He brought the Paul's letter as answer to all the questions they had, right? Of course, I'll skip. We don't have time to talk about all of them. I will skip, but I encourage you to go there and read it. You see, reference the higher spirit make reference about the Paul's letter to Timothy. Okay. So going up one more, we have the government of the planet. This is the supreme heaven, right? The last sphere from where we believe that Christ govern the world, the earth, okay, along with his helpers, okay. And I brought back this picture because there are in the non-solar, which is there are only two spirits that saw Jesus Christ in this upper realm, in this upper sphere. One is the governor, and the second one is veneranda, the minister. Cara, do you remember for how long she works? She constantly works in the spiritual colony without a single day of vacation.
I think it was like thousands of years, right?
Yes, she worked for She worked for 1,200 years with no stop, with no vacation. So this is the quality of spirit that works for us, incarnated, but at the same time she was the only one other than the governor that was able to access the upper realm in a travel, right, to see Jesus Christ. And we can also mention spirits like Euripides Barçanufo, right? You should know about his life, right? And you should also read about Stephen, Abigail, and Paul, right? They had access to those spheres according to the book Paul and Stephen. Okay. Well, how about us? Okay, we are on Earth and we are moving to closing. How about us? How can we are too far away from this heaven, from this upper realm. Okay, but what we can do to have a couple of moments with the Master Jesus. And I would like to bring this picture to you, and we can always find Jesus. We can always access. We can always access this this spiritual realm, this upper limits from where Christ live, when we practice the gospel at the home, when we bring the gospel to our homes, to our life, when we live accordingly to the gospel, right? So, yeah, we came to an end. Thank you very much for stopping me, for stopping and listening to me for almost an hour. And I think the message is very clear. The message is that the gospel that our Lord Jesus Christ left us is the ladder, is the pathway, is the bridge to this to the promised land, to that perfection that we on earth we all desire, we all um, we all want to be one day. Okay. All right.
Thank you, Rafael. This was a very nice talk. Very interesting topic.
Mm-hmm. All right. So we'll move forward to our virtual pass. Who's gonna guide to us?
I will guide the pass. I'm just gonna give a second. If you wanna grab some water, a jar or a glass of water to be magnetized, now it's the time to do it.
Okay.
All right. So let's all close our eyes, taking deep breaths and elevating our thoughts, feeling the peace and harmony inside of ourselves. Let's ask for our guardian angel, our mentors, to be by our side during this time of the passes and help us to let go of the energies that have energies and help us also to re-energize with good energies. So right now, let's all visualize Jesus in front of us with his open arms, smiling at us. Let's imagine that he is right in front of us and we are feeling his welcome and loving presence. And we are receiving all these good energies from him while we prepare ourselves for the passes. At this time, let's imagine a crystal clear water falling over our heads. This water is bathing us and removing all the energies from all the heavy energies from our physical and our vibratory, our perispirit. This water, this beautiful water is cleaning us. It's removing all the feelings of tiredness, all the negative thoughts, all the illness. This water is removing all the negative things also from our houses, from the places in which we work. This water is cleaning and making ourselves, our homes, and the places in which we work clean. Thank you. We now proceed to the replenishing part. So let's imagine, talking about Jesus again, let's imagine Jesus and the team of good spirits. They are now right next to us. They are putting their hands above our heads. And from their hands, we can see a bright and beautiful light. This light is replenishing our body with good energies, is aligning our centers of force, our chakras. This light is making us feel good, peaceful. It's replenishing our cells, giving us energy for our physical body and also energies for our soul. This light is also illuminating our house, the places in which we work. And it's not only touching the physical space, but also the people who live and work with us, making these places and also all these people harmonized, feeling peaceful and balanced. Thank you, God. Passing name of Jesus. So let's now imagine this team of good spirits energizing this water that is in our table, putting good energies in this water so this energy can be the necessary energy that we need to replenish our body. We also ask right now the team of good spirits to send good energies to the hospitals and to the houses of those who are suffering and are in need in this moment. Thank you, God. To close this night of study, we say thank you to God for the opportunity of being here, learning together about the 7 spheres of Earth, about all these teachings, and really internalizing the lessons that we got from tonight's talk, thinking about Jesus, thinking about the good spirits, and all the work that we still need to do inside of ourselves in the path of progress. Let's ask God that He can help us to open ourselves and put ourselves in the position of workers of God, of instruments of His force, being able to do charity, to be kind towards our neighbors and our family. We may now go, having a good week ahead of us, being able to do good and to spread Jesus' light, being good to others. Thank you. So be it.
Thank you.